Good morning. Yes, this is Dr. Jimmy again. Hello. And as you're probably aware, and if you're not aware, where the hell are you? Late last night, or perhaps we should rather say very early this morning at midnight on August 29th, we had the reveal for the 8th house, which of course was Resident Evil, to be specific. Resident Evil Escape from Raccoon City. Yeah, yes. In spite of all of those silly people who insisted on saying that somehow this house wasn't going to happen. Oh, it's been scrapped. Oh, they're going to do something else at the last minute. Wrong. Listen to those of us in Asgard. We know these things. Resident Evil Escape from Raccoon City will be primarily based on these two games. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Nemesis. The second and third games of Resident 3 Nemesis, I should say, but yeah, the second and third of the Resident Evil games, good old fashioned PS1 games. I haven't played those in a while, but yeah, that's where we're going to be with the house, apparently strongly based on those. So yes, we'll see good old Nemesis lurking about. That's fun. Now, since we did have that house reveal, what does that mean? It means it's decrypting time. Oh goody. So we're going to decrypt cryptic comet number 6. I believe it was. Was it 6? I think it was 6. Yeah, I think so. Or was it 5? Wait a minute. Let's see, there's that and that. Yeah. And then there was that and that. And maybe it was 5. I forget. Anyway, we're talking about Christine. Yes. Let's see. Maybe I have it written down. As I see, it was balloons, Kevin, surname, erase. Christine was 5. Yes. Okay. So it was. Sorry about that. Cryptic comet number 5, Christine. Yes, that's the one. It's time to decrypt because it's the only one left, right? More or less. And how does Christine point to Resident Evil? That's interesting. And why did he choose that? Well, you see, as you all know, in the game of Resident Evil, there's a character called Chris Redfield, who has a younger sister named Claire Redfield. And then, of course, there's Jill Valentine, very important Resident Evil characters that will probably be showing up in the house. But the important thing to know, and that what many of you don't realize, is that Chris Redfield is actually Claire's older sister. Yes, she's very, very butch, but, oh. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. No, Christine was chosen because it is one of the most obscure Resident Evil references I could think of. It was referring to, in the game of Resident Evil 5, especially if you play it on a personal computer as opposed to being, and I don't even have a PC, this is a Mac, but if I had one, and you can log in as Christine, and it unlocks all sorts of weapons and goodies, you see. And that's a little secret cheat code that I think may not be aware of if you only play it on a console, and if there's an evil cat. It's Bob sighting, right? No, it's better. Right there, Bob, the cat. But if you have if you're using a console like a PlayStation or something of that sort, GameCube or whatever you're using, you might not be aware. Wii, whatever you're using, you may not be aware of it. I don't think 5 was on a Wii yet. hard to remember all of the damn games. Maybe, I forget, it was 5 and 6, and I think 6 is the latest one, 7's coming soon. But let's get back to, that's why it was chosen, very obscure. Why did I pick such an obscure thing to use? Well, you see, it has to do with all those sharp cookies. Yes, there's one person who had already figured out so many of the clues by this point when I got to the 5th clue, and the cryptic comment is like, damn, that mystic freak, she gets them, sometimes she gets them before I can practically type them out. So like, you know, okay, this cryptic comment will be surname, it's Walking Dead. What? I just haven't even posted it. Damn, that's how fast she is. But she's tricky. How do I distract her with a red herring? And there's another fellow, you see. There's a guy who's a big Halloween Horror Nights lunatic fan who's so much of a Resident Evil geek that he actually calls himself Chris Redfield. You know, his name really is Chris, but we don't even know what his real last name is. He's always called himself Chris Redfield, like he was the character. And when he uses the name on his forums, he uses Wesker69. I mean, you know, you can tell he's a nut for Resident Evil. But that's not the only thing he's obsessed with. In addition to the Bill and Ted show, 69, dude, he's also interested, extraordinarily obsessed with the Phantom of the Opera. So I thought about, how do I distract this Chris Red? He would get almost any Resident Evil clue, would not be able to slip past him. It would have to be extraordinarily obscure. Also, I'd have to distract him, and also distract Mystique Freak. But I know that Misty also happens to be a Stephen King fan. Big Stephen King fan. So, thinking about, it occurred to me the code word Christine used in Resident Evil 5 would distract both of them in this way, because Christine Daae from the Phantom of the Opera, and of course Christine from Stephen King, both of them would snatch at that red herring. Haha, that was my evil plan. And it almost worked, except for those meddling squids. Sorry, that's what Old Man Lovecraft said when they unmasked him. No, what it was is Redfield took the red herring, but it took her over a day, instead of within the hour, but within 24 hours, Mystic Freak had the answer. So Heather once again got the sharp cookie. There you go. That's, what is this, your 5th sharp cookie now? Let me take a look. How many have you won so far? Let's see. 1, 2... Bob, don't break things. Silly cat. 1, 2, this is the, that's at least 3. I think this is 4th one. Let's see. She had a partial cookie, yes, partial cookie for flashback. Or she shared it, yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. This is her 4th sharp cookie. Damn, 4 out of 8. That's half of them, isn't it, that she's got? So that's pretty good for her. Yes. Now, we still haven't decrypted Eraser, although I think a lot of you know what that was supposed to be. I'm going to wait until the full reveal, which hasn't actually happened yet. Now, we still don't have the full reveal yet, even though we've got billboards, the teasers are starting to be replaced already, and they've already got the things out at Publix. Yeah, they kind of had that out a little bit earlier than midnight last night, but we haven't got the full reveal of the website yet, and so there may be a few sneaky little things we don't know about. Maybe, maybe not. But so that's when we'll take care of Eraser after the fact. And as for alcohol and lumberjacks and arboreal, who can say yet? I'm still not even sure that's happening. So, we shall see. Hello, Bob. So that's all then. Hope you enjoyed cryptically decrypting these things. And really, it's only about 3 weeks and 1 day till the event itself begins. So, have fun.